Hi guys, welcome to the Week 11 recap and look ahead to Week 12 video for the absolutely bonkers Dynasty League. Again, I'm going to try and keep the duration down so I don't take too much of your time, but also I want to get enough in here so you actually want to watch it. Right, what we'll do is we'll start with some Week 11 results. We had a couple of key matchups this week. We had the first place team against the second place team in Matt and Riggs. So looking at this, Matt ended up coming away with a win here by about 40 points. So Matt goes to 16 and 6, Riggs 14 and 8. Still both great scores there, and I'm sure they're still quite high up in the standings. We also had Mouse against Yoink, two teams that are also in the playoffs and looking to push on. So Mouse ended up winning this matchup, scoring nearly 160 points, so a good week from Mouse. That takes him to 13 and 9 and Yoink to 12 and 10. Flying Camel, Reno Royals. I have never seen in Dynasty 0 and 22 team. It's the first time I've been in a league where we use the weekly median as well for a win-loss. So basically 0 and 11, but yeah, 0 and 22, which looks so weird. Reno is rebuilding though, so he's going to be quite happy with a 101, I'm sure, as he's in that place at the moment. Then we had Danny Redders against Lee, or Raybo, or Rambo, and Danny Redders came away with a win by about 10 points there. Danny Redders started as a rebuild team, he's actually pushing for the playoffs now. I think they took the conscious decision to go for it, which you might as well. If your team's performing well, why not try and get some money? We also had Seahawks against Frappier. Seahawks won by less than a point in that matchup to take Seahawks to 11-11. He didn't beat the weekly median, so only the one win for this week there. 11-11 for Seahawks and 8-14 for Frappier. And the last matchup of week 11 was Third and Short against JDiz. Again, two teams at the top of the end of the table who are looking to push on into the playoffs. And JDiz put up some serious points this week as well, nearly 180 points, beating Third and Short, who had 134 points. So some high scoring teams this week. Last week was a bit low scoring, it seemed across the board in most of the leagues I'm in anyway. So good to see some good scores coming back up here, back to a bit of normality. So looking at the standings, Matt is firmly in the number one spot there, 16 and 6, closely followed by JDiz and Riggs on 14 and 8. So JDiz and Riggs both pushing for the second spot, which will give them a bye week in the first week of the playoffs. I'm sure both teams really want to get that spot. JDiz also does have a healthy lead in the points for column, so he'll be happy with that. Riggs over 100 points behind there, so if it does go to points 4, with only 2 games left in the regular season for fantasy purposes, you'd imagine JDiz will have the tiebreaker in the points 4 column. So Riggs are really trying to hope to get a lead in the wins column. Finishing off the playoff spots at the moment, we have Third and Short in spot 4 on 13 and 9. Mouse in 5th spot on 13 and 9 also, and then Yoink in 6th spot on 12 and 10, who is closely followed by Danny Redders in 7th on 12 and 10. Again, Yoink has a higher points for total, so that's a tiebreaker. That's keeping Yoink in the last playoff spot at the moment. But it's still all to play for early, because Danny Redders again on the same win-loss record of 12 and 10. You've got S. Davis and Seahawks both on 11-11. They're not out of it yet. 2 games left, but there's 4 wins. There's 4 wins to get in the win column, so that could go anywhere. Harris also isn't out of it, not by a long shot, because of the fact there's 4 wins left to get there on 10 and 12. He's in the 10th spot. I'm also on 10 and 12 in spot 11, followed by Lee in spot 12, also on 10 and 12. I'm obviously trying to rebuild a bit at the moment, so I'm not going to be pushing for a playoff spot. I can't see my team getting 4 wins into that win column anyway. Lee's team, again, as I said last week, it's been quite a bit unlucky this season. His team quite easily could put up four more wins in that win column, and could finish on 14 and 12. So we'll see what plays out there. And then we've got Frapp and Reno propping up the table. I think Frapp's been a bit unlucky as well, to be fair, because his team is nowhere near as bad as what that standing says. So we'll have to keep an eye on what Frapp wants to do. But we've only 2 games left in the regular season. Like I said, it's closing off now. We're so close to the playoffs. There's not really a lot more you can do apart from just try and win as much as you can if you want to move up as high as you can in the table. So we are coming on to week 12, and for those of you who don't remember, or maybe don't know if you've not read the bylaws, which I suggest everyone does, is that week 12 is obviously Thanksgiving, so we have a few early week games, and we have got 3 games on Thursday, but that also means that this week there is a chance for every single team in the league to win some money. The highest scoring team and the team with the highest scoring tight end from week 12 will win $50 each. The highest scoring tight end will also cover flex positions, including super flex. So if you start a tight end in your tight end spot in your flex or your super flex position, and that tight end is the highest scoring tight end of week 12, you'll win $50. And also, as I said, the highest scoring team will also get $50. So good incentive there to try and win some money for your team. If you haven't got a great team and you don't think you're going to score that many points, it might be worth sticking some boom bust type players in there to see if you can get a couple of boom weeks out of some guys, try and get some money. So good luck to everyone there. Looking ahead to week 12 matchups, some that are going to be important. Mouse against Matt. Matt is trying to lock up the top seed, as we said, and at 16-6 is 2 wins ahead of Jadis in second place. If he keeps up winning, he's going to get it, but it's going to be a tough matchup for Matt. Mouse could quite easily win this one, peg Matt back, and then if Jadis wins his matchup, it could be neck and neck for the number 1 seed heading into the final week of regular season for fantasy purposes. We have also got in close games, I think Lee against Yoink will be a close game. Forget what this projection bar says, because it's a load of rubbish. Lee's team, as I said, has been quite unfortunate. His team doesn't look like it's a bottom of the table type team, or bottom half of the table type team, so this should be a good matchup. Yoink, obviously in that last playoff spot at the moment, wants to keep winning, needs to keep winning if he wants to stay in the playoffs, and I'm sure Yoink is going for it this year, so he wants to get into the playoffs, and he's going to need to grab a win this week. We also have Danny Redders against Third and Short. So as I said, Danny Redders is pushing Yoink for that final playoff spot at the moment. So a win for him would possibly push him into the playoff spot, depending on what other teams do, where their matchups go. Third and Short is trying to keep in the playoffs, so he's also going to want to try and win as well, to keep that spot, keep in them playoffs, and see where it can go that way. So yeah, just a reminder as well, it's also only 2 weeks until we have the trade deadline. So if you want to get some trades done before the playoffs, if there's players that you want to pick up for next year that you think might become more valuable next year or do a lot better next year, get some trade offers sent out. I think a lot of people have been a bit cagey this year with trades in this league. Maybe because of the settings, it's not a standard type league. We also got Debbie involved as well. A healthy league, man, plenty of trades. Let's get some trades sent out. I'm always open for a trade. There are plenty of guys in this league who are always open for a trade, even if they're not looking for one specifically. Just send some messages out. You never know what's going to happen. You can't beat a league with a lot of trades in. So yeah, with that said, good luck to everyone for week 12. Keep your eye out on the highest scoring team and highest scoring tight end. It could be you winning that money, and I'll see you next week.